Welcome to Stories We Weren't Supposed to Tell. This is a survivor-led space where we speak honestly about abuse, healing, and what it really takes to rebuild your life. This is not a substitute for therapy or medical advice. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and take care of yourself while listening. Before we get into this episode, if you haven't listened to Randin's story yet, pause this and go back to the first episode. We'll wait. Because today, we're breaking down what really happened beneath the surface, the manipulation, the tactics, and the patterns that are easy to miss when you're the one living in them. Randin's story wasn't just about domestic violence or addiction. It was about the slow conditioning that made unhealthy feel normal. The manipulation that made her question her own reality. The tactics that kept her trapped long after she wanted to leave. Today, we're breaking down those patterns, how they work, why they are so effective, and how recognizing them is the first step toward breaking free. This is Randin's Manipulation Whisper episode. Okay, so going into Randin's story, immediately you see the love bombing.
Mm-hmm.
And love bombing is the overwhelming somebody with affection, gifts, words, anything. Basically just lots of attention, positive attention.
Yes. And I think it worked so quickly on me too, because I had been married for the last 12 years. So here's all this like extra attention. You know, after you're married for a while, it gets kind of boring. You don't flirt with each other as much. You don't this and that.
And all the beginnings fade.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can always spice up your marriage or keep it spicy, but that like attention butterfly thing that you get at the beginning.
Actually, interesting fact. You want to hear what I heard today?
Yes.
I was reading from a doctor, but basically she said that there's no such thing as butterflies. It's first date anxiety, and people mistake it for butterflies. She also said that we're attracted to what we don't need because of the same so-called butterflies. It's actually your body warning you to stay away.
Mm-hmm.
Fun fact.
Yeah. So I actually read a book on that. Well, it was in the book about like nervous responses and what it was saying. And I now that I've read this, I was like, oh my gosh, it makes so much sense. Mm-hmm. So if you get those butterflies or that like excited feeling, anxiety, whatever,
mm-hmm.
and that's actually your nervous system warning you from the get-go that something's wrong. You don't want to have those feelings. You want everything to be built like over time, the trust, the love, the whatever. You can have those nervous response feelings and just be worried, not saying that you have that. No to everybody you get that with. But it's basically your body saying, slow your roll. Let's back up. Let's slow down. Let's go through the process, which is so important because they can only wear that mask for so long.
Right.
Before it drops and you're seeing pieces of the real them. And so we really have to take that nervous system cue and take it back a couple notches. So Tommy's like, I don't know. I don't get that butterfly feeling. So he tells me about every girl he's dating. I just don't feel it with her. I don't feel the feeling with her.
Well, that's because you don't get anxiety, dipshit.
And that's what I tell him. I'm like, do you know that's not like you don't want that feeling, right?
Like that is the red flag feeling.
Mm-hmm. This is going to end. Like the plane is going to crash. Mm-hmm. Everybody's going to die.
Yeah.
You know, so.
I mean, think about it. Think about when your anxiety's at its peak and think about those like peak butterfly. Oh my gosh, this guy's the guy.
Mm-hmm.
They're the same feeling.
They are.
Like after I read that quote, I was like, this is the same feeling. No wonder. It makes perfect sense that it's the same feeling.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know, like for me, like I'll feel it go up and then like, you know, like comes up my stomach, like to my chest and then spreads out like in my body tingles or whatnot. Does yours do that?
No, everything starts here, right in the chest.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to pull out examples? I don't think we really need to beat a dead horse on love bombing. I think people pretty much kind of know what love bombing is.
Yeah.
Okay.
But part of, love bombing is when they start putting that future faking in as well.
Yes. And he was really good at that. This is the girl I'm going to marry. He proposed to me a lot. He also I think that was mostly, he didn't really talk much about like, oh, we're going to have this, we're going to do that. He didn't talk like that, but it was definitely the marriage thing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And he proposed all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And he would tell other people too. When you would meet other people, he would tell them that. That's huge future faking because he's not only telling you, he's telling other people.
He was always testing my boundaries. And then once, if he couldn't go past my boundaries, I'd always be punished for it. When I told him that I'm going through the divorce, we can't put that we're together on Facebook because it's going to be a messy divorce, be bad for me, adultery, da-da-da-da-da. What does he do?
Put it on there anyway.
Put it on Facebook. Then when we got in a fight about it, it was all my fault because I was still in love with my ex-husband, which goes right into gaslighting, that was a perfect example for gaslighting.
Perfect. What boggles my mind about gaslighting is how many people do it without realizing they're doing it. That tells you how common gaslighting really is. Because even good people who don't mean to gaslight people can
Gaslight
do it.
people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's like all of us have toxic traits. All of us have narcissistic traits to some extent. But I don't think there's anybody on this planet that doesn't do gaslighting.
Yeah.
So
at some point, I mean, think about it. We gaslight our children from the very beginning.
Parks closed today.
Yeah. Sorry, 12 and older. Or how about, hey, ho, ho, ho. Don't want to ruin anybody. Like, I don't think kids are listening to this, but just in case.
Yeah, just in case.
I mean, that's the biggest gaslight of them all. And it's a couple of them. There's the big bunny, too.
Yeah. The tooth,
it's the tooth fairy. Hey, I'll tell you that I gaslit my son the other day. He flat out heard me say something about forgetting to leave money underneath the pillow. And then a couple days later asked me, Mom, is the tooth fairy really real? And I said, do you think I have the money to pay you for your teeth? Oh, yeah, he says, and walks away.
Oh, that's too funny.
I'm like, oh, man. And then when you realize it's gaslighting, you're like, whew, is this good or not?
Oh, that's too funny. Poor Dex.
I know. Example of gaslighting in your story is coming home from work and all your stuff's put away.
All hidden.
All hidden.
Yeah.
Where did it go?
Well, it was an inspection.
It was an inspection
time. Yeah. And then when it happened again, oh, Galen. And then the stupid thing is that it wasn't even hers. It wasn't even her that was over there.
Yeah.
It was the other girl.
Yeah.
Whenever I would bring up the infidelity, he'd always deny. And then,
and then make you feel bad for still having hope that you could fix it with your ex.
Yeah. All the phone issues he was having when he was deleting out all the programs and blaming me.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's more blame shifting, though. So maybe we should just go to blame shifting.
I feel like a lot of his gaslighting went hand in hand with his blame shifting. He did them together a lot by your stories.
Yes.
Because he would gaslight you into believing you were the problem and then blame a situation.
Like claiming that that I caused his drug use, for one. That was a good one. That was a blame shift along with gaslighting.
Which he was already using.
Then accusing me of sleeping with my friend when the whole time he's sleeping with countless women.
Which is why he accused you. Of course, the guilty always accused.
Steve was a very good manipulator. He was so good at it.
I could see that because of how smooth it sounds like he talked all the time.
He was a smooth talker, and he knew exactly like what buttons to push and what to say to get not only me, but pretty much anybody in his life to do what he wanted them to do. I've never seen somebody that good at manipulating, honestly. The way that he would twist my brain up and make it so it was my fault and make me 100% believe it. That's the thing, though. And even though I probably wasn't that hard to convince because of my self-worth and all that crap, it still, the fact remains, like, I'm not dumb. You know, even if I was blaming myself, I could still look and see what he was doing, right? Or at least I think I would have been able to.
So, yeah, I understand what you're saying, because in my situation that I was in, there were so many times that I had physical proof in my hands, and still somehow I walked away from the conversation going, oh, I shouldn't have been in his phone, or, oh, I shouldn't have been.
Yeah. Like, how?
But I have the physical proof that he's wrong, but I'm still walking away with it being my fault. So I understand completely what you're saying.
So that rolls right into DARVO, which I don't know if he took a class on this, you know, or how the hell that he learned how to be so smooth with it.
Yeah.
But DARVO is when you deny, attack, reverse, victim, and offender. And so basically what they're going to do is they're going to deny. That's a big one, but you can see it with the big ones, of course, like, you know, when he strangled me, then he took the fork to his neck, right? Convinced the officers that I was the issue. I was the problem.
Right.
You know, that's
you arrested.
They got me arrested.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think of like little ones, because I think people need to understand that if you're deep into it and if you're with somebody as smooth as he was, they're doing this to you consistently.
Well, it's just like when he was saying he consistently told you whenever you caught him cheating that it's because he knew you wanted to go back to your ex.
Yes.
Those are the little ones, because you think those are just little pins. Does that make sense? Like, you just look at it, you don't look at it as abuse, especially because then that puts that doubt into your head as well, where you're thinking, well, maybe you're right. Yeah. I guess you're right. I mean, I'm faithful, but I guess you're right, because my thoughts go somewhere else every once in a while. So those are little ones that you don't catch because you think he's right.
So, and another acronym, and this is one that I just learned not too long ago. I made a video on it. But what's so crazy is I can't believe that I didn't know about this acronym, because this one resonates with me more than any other thing they do. Like, hands down.
JADE.
That's what it is. Okay.
JADE? JADE.
Yeah. So, yeah, I just learned about this. I'm going to start a little bit. I just learned about this one not too long ago, and I was really dumbfounded by how I didn't know, because I relate to this tactic more than any other tactic. And I think a lot of people are going to go, aha, when they hear this. Okay. So JADE stands for justify, argue, defend, explain. You're often pulled into JADE because the other person keeps moving the goalposts, or keeps blaming you for things, or keeps saying like these little teeny tiny behaviors are the reason that I'm doing what I'm doing. But they don't say I'm doing it. They don't say that's the reason I'm doing it. They just are like, you're still in love with your ex. Boom. What am I doing? Immediately.
Blaming yourself.
You know? So.
Looking inward.
So arguing. So immediately I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to argue and save myself from this shame and this blame and this projection. I'm going to try to figure out, it's common, it's just your human instincts immediately go into, I'm going to defend myself.
Absolutely.
Especially when you know how good of a person you are. Well, back then, you know, whatever. But back then, ish. But, you know, you already know the way you're treating this person and how you're being so good to this person. And this person's treating you horribly.
Right.
Horribly. And you're miserable. And so now they've come at you and said, no, this is the reason, you know, I'm doing it. which is the justify. Because you're in love with your ex, it was okay for me to trip and fall into her vagina. Whatever, right? Right? And then immediately I'm going to argue.
Right?
No, that's not true. We both know that's not true. I'm still loyal to you. Then I'm starting to defend. I'm still loyal to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm starting to defend myself, stand up for myself, or stand up for themselves. Then you start explaining. So now you've come to talk to them for them to explain to you what they did, their problems, right? What's the best way to put it? Their bullshit.
Indiscretions.
Indiscretions. So you come to talk about their indiscretions. And next thing you know, you're explaining stuff that doesn't even matter.
Yeah. You're off the topic.
And now you're leaving the conversation. So now not only have they DARVO'd you, now they jaded your ass.
They jaded your ass.
Now, did you know about Jade?
No. And actually, that makes more sense to me than DARVO.
I could not believe it. I read about it. When I read about it, I was like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yep.
So, and that's the thing what I say, he was such a master manipulator because he would just move them right in. And then I'm just his fiddle. Like, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He's just playing my strings.
Yeah.
Doing what he wants. And, crazy. And then fog. Well, I'll go into fog. Do you know what fog is?
No.
Have you ever talked about fog?
No.
Fog is if you are doing these things, you feel like you have to do these things for this person because they asked you, but you don't want to, but you feel fear, obligation, or guilt. If you are doing something out of those three things, you shouldn't be doing it.
I wouldn't do 98% of the things in my life. Did you know that?
Most of us wouldn't. Okay, but here's the whole thing too, though. Like, you're friends with somebody. You're going to feel like you're obligated, right? A little bit, even if you don't want to do it, right? You're going to feel like you're obligated a little bit. Okay, well, I'm going to go do this because Crystal wants me to go and I don't want her to go by herself and I'm really tired, but I'm just going to go.
Yeah.
Right? You're obligated. That's healthy, right?
Right.
So there's a difference in between healthy fog and unhealthy fog. So maybe we should draw that line too. Because if you're fearing that there's going to be reprimands, right?
Yeah.
So you're fearing that they're going to hit me. They're not going to talk to me for weeks. They're going to, screen my phone calls.
Yeah.
All the things. Okay. That is unhealthy.
Right.
But if you're fearing just because I don't know, am I going to fail at this? Or if I tell Randin that she upset me, is she not going to be my friend anymore? That's healthy, right? Because you're going through the motions. So you have to be able to differentiate.
Yes.
Right? You have to be able to do that. I think a lot of times, especially now, a lot of these terms and these things get thrown out there and nobody explains. Healthy people do this shit too.
Right.
But you have to be able to look and say, this healthy person did this because of this, and it's a valid answer, and that friend will take accountability, right?
Correct.
The unhealthy person is not going to take accountability. They're going to flip stuff back on you. They're going to confuse you more. So that's another thing. And what I tell people too is if you're confused, if you're having confusion of how I'm going to spawn, what I'm going to do, what are we, where's our relationship at, what are we doing tonight? There's something wrong with that relationship.
Yeah.
It should be like clear cut.
Yeah. Another aspect that was pretty prevalent the whole time, I keep bringing it up, is the triangulation.
Yes.
Not only was there a triangle between you, him, and your ex, I also saw the triangle between you, him, and girl at the street.
And him, me, Galen.
Yep.
And, no.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. But yeah, he really liked to always bring other people into the fights. I don't think we ever had an argument where he didn't bring somebody else into the fight. That's what I mean. Smooth smooth operator, but smooth manipulator. He always had the multiple women involved. He was always, no, he didn't really compare the relationship. Do you think he did?
Not in anything I heard. But now thinking back, he used Galen quite a bit.
Oh, yeah.
A lot. But that's probably because he had kids with her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that was the reason that she could be there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And she can't know about you because you're on drugs, and she won't let my kids come and visit. She won't let my kids come see me.
Did he think she didn't know that he was on drugs, or it was okay for him but not you?
Well, according to him, she just knew that he was a really bad alcoholic. She didn't know that he was using the other drugs. One of the times when we had our stupid cycle that we repeated all the time, but we had our fight. We weren't talking. I was done. I wasn't answering his phone calls. I wasn't texting him back. And he had sent me a video of him with a gun against his head telling me he was going to kill himself if I didn't take him back. And his finger was on the trigger. It was intense.
Mm-hmm.
So, definitely the hoovering on that.
Sucking your ass back
Sucking
in.
us back in. Sucking me back in.
Well, and guilt and manipulation. Because what are you supposed to do at that point? Not take him back?
Yeah.
For listeners, the answer to that is yes. You are not supposed to take him back.
Yeah, because he was always with the Hoover. Not only was I love you, I can't wait to marry you, I can't, all the love bombing, because, just goes right back. And he would say, I have nowhere to go. You're all I have.
Mm-hmm.
Are you really going to leave me on the street? You can really do this to me. My kids will be taken away. You're just going to leave me anyways.
Yeah.
The whole cycle. So that was definitely guilt and pity manipulation. He was always really jealous about who I was with and what I was doing, how I wasn't responding to him or taking his phone calls. And he tracks me down to my friend's house.
Yeah.
Shows up over there. I do believe he watched me a lot more than I even knew.
Oh, yeah.
You
can't catch 100%. Nobody's 100% at anything. I don't care what you say. Nobody's 100% at anything.
I am. Shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Isolation and sabotage. That is disrupting a healthy relationship and outside support so that it creates a dependence.
Yes, you're dependent on that one person.
Right.
And so basically that one person who's causing all of this pain and all this confusion is the one you run to get your mind eased.
Right.
When I finally was moving on and he called that guy I was seeing, that's a big example. He'd make my life so chaotic that I didn't have time to compose myself or look elsewhere or do anything else because I was just mentally and physically exhausted on top of everything else.
And taking care of everything for him because you're driving him everywhere too.
Yeah. Driving him everywhere, paying his shit, cleaning his house, you name it. Randin's dumbass was doing it. Go ahead. Tell me.
Which takes us into financial exploitation.
Yeah. So, he basically made me his mom. He was my dependent, even when he had his own place, I was the one that had to make sure everything was paid.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, all the stuff that he was constantly stealing from me.
Mm-hmm. And breaking in.
Oh, thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, I'm sure. I remember one time I was so mad. I couldn't find this necklace. I got this really pretty cross necklace that my ex-husband's mom bought me. And it was my favorite necklace. And I couldn't find it. And I'm like, where is my necklace? Oh, I don't know. Well, I went to go pick him up. And he bent over and the necklace, it came down. And I fucking swooped it and I ripped it off his neck and I just started screaming at him. I was so mad. I'm like, are you kidding me? How do you still?
He had the balls to say no with it wrapped around his neck?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He was ballsy.
He was very ballsy. And, cheese and rice. I couldn't believe that. I was so mad at him. Cheese and rice.
Oh, man. That is nuts.
Mm-hmm. And then, not only that, remember when he went and got the protective order and he asked the judge for all that outlandish things for his comfort?
For his comfort, yeah.
I want all my bills
out
paid.
of the house and have it pay all your bills. Yeah.
I want new shoes. I want a new shirt.
That is like next level.
I want a haircut. I'm surprised it wasn't all listed.
Okay, so the next tactic I would say that we saw is coercive control.
Coercive control is basically, there's so much to it. But basically what it is you have wired yourself to always be looking out for any sign that they're upset, and you're trying to regulate their mood all the time. So you're watching what you're saying, you're watching what you're doing, you're listening to everything that's going around you. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
It's exhausting.
100% on at all times.
Yes.
Because you fear what's coming if you're not.
Yeah, because you know, once that light switch goes, you know it's a done deal for you.
And that's simply knowing when they walk through the door, how they walk through the door.
Yeah.
If you know how your partner walks through the door and you are immediately affected by it, that is coercive control.
Flashback. But I knew by the way the door opened what type of mood they were in.
Yep.
By the way the fucking door opened. The knob and the knew exactly what mood was coming.
Yep. The way the door opens.
And that's, like I said, it's exhausting to live like that. And you become hypervigilant. Hypervigilant is basically your nervous response that creates the coercive control.
Right. Because you're always, because you're always scanning the sky for the next storm.
So this kind of went with fog, the emotional blackmail. Using fear, guilt, obligation, or emotional pressure to influence another person's decision.
Oh, yeah. That's fog 100%.
And he did that all the time. Like there was nothing I ever could do that was right.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was the best woman on earth. Like, and the cycle happened so much and so quickly, like emotional whiplash completely. I didn't know.
That was crazy. You have to say that again. So, do you remember what you said?
No. Was it good?
Yeah, it was so good. You got to say it again.
So
you said, I could never do anything right.
Yeah.
But I was always the best woman on earth.
Yeah.
That is such a brain loop. That's something that you don't think about until you hear it out loud.
No, yeah. Like, I've done a lot of reflecting on this. I may not have healed after all this happened, but I tell you what, I've reflected a lot on it. And not a lot too at the same time. But, yeah, because I was thrown through that loop of the intermittent reinforcement, well, constantly and quickly. So I know I told you about how we never went a couple weeks without fighting.
Right.
It was like one day we're getting along, next day we're fighting, next day we're not talking, next day we're getting along. It was abrupt. Smear campaign. Smear campaign.
Smear campaign.
So he was always telling people about how I was putting spyware on his phone. And I was deleting stuff off his phone. And I got him on drugs. And you name it, I did it to him.
Yeah.
And how crazy and awful I was. And he really liked to do that when I wasn't around or in the other room. He would talk to my friends about shit like that. About me.
The legal and institutional manipulation. So having you arrested when he did scratch himself with the fork.
He got the restraining order.
Oh, yeah. Like minutes before you.
Minutes. If I would have got mine in first, that's what I was told.
Right.
Was whichever one of us got him in first, the judge is going to sign.
That's who gets it.
So.
That's crazy. Like, read the documents. Come on. It's just
Well, they figure, it's 2 weeks. We'll see him for 2 weeks
true,
and we'll hear both sides.
Yeah.
You know?
As long as there's one.
Yeah. And maybe the judges do read them. Well, maybe the judge was like,
Randin needs to learn a lesson.
but yeah, because he made false evidence. He even showed the receipts, the old receipts from when he was living there and paying my mom and dad rent while I was in jail. He showed them those receipts.
Which I really don't want to like applaud a fraudster, but I mean,
no.
good job, buddy.
And listen to this though, because I couldn't wrap my head around this. I was like, how the hell, by the time that I ran outside, pulled my phone out and called the cops were there pretty damn quickly. How the hell did he go all the way downstairs in the basement into the storage room, all the way back to the back storage room, pick out the box, get those receipts, then go upstairs and scratch his neck? Or was he doing it simultaneously?
Absolutely.
I wish he was alive so I could be like,
you could ask him.
Bro, come like, break this down. He'd be like, I didn't do any of that.
I guarantee once your ass hit the door and got away, he immediately jumped into action. He knew what he was doing. He knew you were calling the cops, and he knew he was cooked.
Yeah.
So
100%.
He had more time than you probably think.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because it takes forever for the cops to show up, let's face it.
And I bet it did take a little bit of time, too, because they were sick of my shit.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, we're going to that house again.
Yeah.
Like, for fucking real.
Been here, done that.
Yeah. Like, guess we're going to get... go straight to jail.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up my favorite scripture. Proverbs 14:1. The wise woman builds her house, but with her own hands the foolish one tears hers down.
You've built a few houses.
Bitch, I'm good at it. Could have turned it down too. I really like that verse because it shows where I was at that point. Like I had built this big old beautiful life that I had, and then I just ripped it all to shreds, just tore down. And so he loved to weaponize that shame that I had.
Yeah.
He'd always redirect any conflict that I was on drugs, that because I was making so many mistakes that I had no right to hold him accountable for the mistakes and the shit that he was doing. Like he was really good at weaponizing that shame, that good that I'm so shameful that he can do whatever he wants to me.
Well, Randin, you always say they look for the broken moms.
They do.
And he found it.
Yes.
Because you were already carrying that shame.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so this is why I wanted you to wait on the intermittent reinforcement, but we kind of went over there. So I do want to point out, he could probably come and do an episode on me.
Yeah.
Like, let's be real.
Yeah.
Toxic people can fall in love with another toxic person.
Right.
And you get hooked in that cycle. Mm-hmm. So I really think that's what this relationship was. I think that we both were hooked on this cycle.
Yeah.
And we both were doing crappy things. Now, he did 100 times worse things than I did to him. I'm going to point that out.
Right.
Like, you know, what are my things? Like, I was on drugs. I was still in love with my ex-husband. I, you know, pushed him and shoved him. I ripped the necklace off of him. You know, I kicked him out.
I put the spyware on his phone.
Put the spyware on his phone. Yeah, that's a big one. That's on the really bad shit. So we'll move that over there. But, you know, I kicked his friend's door in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I could be a really big bitch. Really big bitch. And I did. And I would leave him all the time. So I would go get high. I'd be like, hey, I'll be back in a minute. Like 3 days later. No, I'm just kidding. But, you know, like 6 hours later, and he'd be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I do think that we both had that cycle.
Yeah.
Together. If you look into comparison of him, like he almost killed me. He was stealing stuff from me. Like, you know, his dirty.
It's kind of like the Fog and Jade explanation, right?
Yeah.
To a point, Fog is healthy.
Yeah.
And to a point, it's not. Like, it's where that line crosses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I definitely crossed that line. Like, I'll take my shit, my accountability to that. Another thing you have to think, I was really bad at my victim mentality too. Like, I was the victim.
Yeah.
Because when I was going through my divorce and everything, I was the victim. That's how I felt while I was in my drug use. You know?
Yeah.
And now it's like, bitch, you weren't the victim. You were the villain.
Yeah.
You know? Regardless of whatever happened in those years of marriage. Like, you still were the villain.
Yeah.
At the end.
I feel like a lot of addiction has the poor me in it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I also think addicts and alcoholics get hooked to the cycles a lot quicker. I think I told you that I had that, like, was it you? I do think I was telling you about how I think because of how my brain was wired with my addiction and my meth use, that I'm always searching for those hits, like those dopamine hits and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And so I think that I'm easier to manipulate and get into that cycle because my brain's been wired to do that.
Yeah.
So now I'm working so hard to bring my brain back.
Yeah.
And that way I know what healthy release dopamine is.
Yeah.
To the difference. And I've learned that now. So when I'm having my, if I go do my healthy dopamine instead of like my instant, like, oh, you sold a book. Oh, your kid's got an A. Those are like the instant highs.
Yeah.
But your body's consistently looking for that instant high because you're so used to being on cloud nine and that high for so long that it's hard when you come back down to your regular level. That's why most meth users relapse. Did you know that?
No.
Because you're here, but you feel absolutely no joy. It took me, and I'm going to probably cry. It took me many years before I was like able to feel joy again.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of it, like I blame it on the divorce. I blame it on this. I blame it on that. But if I really think about it, it's because I just fried out those receptors in my brain. But now I figured out how to bring myself joy and not have to look for the instant gratification. That's what that long thing was about.
No, that was really good.
That's the 2%.
Yeah.
100%. I will die on that hill.
Yeah. Okay. So when asked if you could go back to yourself at your lowest point and tell yourself something, what would you say? You responded with,
don't listen to yourself.
Don't listen to yourself. And I wanted you to go a little bit more into that.
Oh.
Before we go.
A little bit more into that?
Yeah. Because don't listen to yourself. I want to know, don't listen to what?
My negative thoughts. Because you think I'm hard on myself now? You should have seen me then. There wasn't one positive thing that I ever said to myself during that time. Not one positive thing. I think that is why I'm so big on affirmations and positive talk now. Is because of how distorted my reality was from the lies that I was telling myself. And what's so crazy is it's like you gaslight yourself. Yeah, I have so much appreciation now. And I do believe that part of my healing journey too, and this was something I had to teach myself, was my gratitude. So because for a long time, I didn't feel like I deserved anything. Part of like not having joy. Like getting clean's hard.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder than people think. Like, oh, why didn't they just get clean? Well, let me tell you, there's 70 billion times of why and how. Just don't do drugs, kids.
Yeah, it's not just physical. It's not just physical withdrawals that you go through. The mental withdrawal is the worst
by far,
and people don't talk about it.
By far, if I'm physically withdrawing from meth, I'm eating my whole kitchen cabinet and I'm gonna sleep. That's the physical. You wake up, you got a headache, you got shakes, you got your body's going through these little things, but they're not little. The dizziness was bad. That was one of the most of the times why I went back when I first was trying to get clean, was because of how dizzy I was. I mean, I would stand up and everything would circle and circle. And it wasn't fast, it was slow. So it didn't make me sick, but it made me unstable.
Yeah.
It was like, I wish that they could like pinpoint people who are going to do meth and they'd be like, okay, I'm going to scan your brain and your body. And then I'm going to scan you the whole time you do meth. But just knowing like that's their life trajectory, like you're not like giving them meth and,
Right.
Like, why can't we just predict that? Like you're going to do it.
That one's definitely going to be a meth addict.
Let's get a brain scan just in case. And let's ask them to come back every 6 months. If they haven't done anything in a year or so, we'll pick a new target, but whatever. But I didn't feel...
I mean, they're watching us close enough.
Oh, they do. They know everything.
They know.
But I didn't think that I deserved stuff for so long because of the negative things I was always telling myself. I didn't think I deserved good things. And so when good things would happen to me, I was always waiting for the other foot to drop. Like I was always waiting for something else to go bad and something else to happen. And so I never celebrated or I never had joy about anything because of that too. So it was a 16-way street, 2 ways,
Yeah.
no, 16 ways. And so I started, this is probably about a year and a half ago. I started really being thankful and having gratitude. And I was like, you have to start saying thank you, so thank you, universe. Or I am so happy that I'm going to sleep and I have a roof over my head. I'm so happy I'm going to sleep and I have 56 cents in my account because right now, usually it'd be negative X amount of dollars, right? I'm so happy that I was able to pay this bill this month. I'm so, I'm so happy my kids are healthy. So happy I was able to do this. I'm so, and it started snowballing. It was like a snowball effect. And once I started realizing that I have so much more to be thankful for than not, it was a complete game changer.
Yeah.
For me.
Yeah.
Huge game changer. So not only now do I talk to myself kindly, I'm talking to myself a lot nicer. I really try to talk to myself like I would talk to my friend. Like, I'm like, would I say that to Crystal?
Mm-hmm.
Would I say that to Faye?
I was just going to say, I try and remember, would I say that to my daughter?
Mm-hmm.
Would I say that to my daughter?
Mm-hmm. But I say that to my mom.
Yeah.
Like, because if you start looking at yourself through the eyes of love and talking to yourself through the eyes of love, I can't even stress enough, like how that will change your whole entire life.
Yeah.
And then not only that, then being thankful and you're thinking this, you're thinking that, and sometimes like when I'm freaking out and I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to do this or don't know how I'm going to do that. And I just take a deep breath and I'm like, the universe always makes sure you're taken care of. Mm-hmm. There's not been one time in your life that something didn't come out of left field and save you. You have to just believe in yourself, believe you'll figure this out, and believe that the universe and God will help you. Mm-hmm. And I tell myself that probably 17 times a day. Because there's a lot, I have a lot on my plate, that.
Yeah.
And I say that so often to myself, but it's true. And I wholeheartedly believe it. Mm-hmm. And I know I'm making this like extra long for sure.
I'm loving it.
It changes everything. And I really think that we have to start, number one, just talking to ourselves like it's somebody that you love. You never in 100 years would tell somebody you love, like, well, I don't know. I'd probably tell you that outfit looks ridiculous on you.
Absolutely.
But, but you're not going to say you're a fat cow.
Or I'll give you an example. I'm loving this self-talk right now because this morning I'm looking in the mirror and I've been working really hard for 2 years on my body and I'm getting really discouraged because I have that skin pouch that hangs down low. So of course it makes me look like I have a little bit of poundage, but it's skin,
I don't even notice it.
I freaking hate it. These shorts are killing me. I've looked down.
Oh, I know times. When you have, look, I have one too right now.
Got a it's called the fupa. And for the last week, I've had kind of a rough week. I can't figure it out. Well, every day I've been cursing my fupa. And instead, I should have been thanking it for holding my 2 beautiful babies.
Exactly.
Because I never thought I was going to have babies. Mm-hmm. There was a day that I thought I would never have kids. And so those kids are everything to me. And I used to, when I was a little bit heavier, be a little more softer on myself, believe it or not, because I'd be like, well, I had babies, but that was like using it as a crutch.
Yeah, for sure.
But now I forget about that, and all I think about is that last little bit of skin was gone. I'd sure look good.
Body dysmorphia.
Oh, it's horrible.
And you know what's so crazy though too is like I'll look at pictures. Well, I told you like looking at pictures and I'm like, damn, I thought I was skinny then and I really was a lot bigger. But then I have the reverse because I'm like, I'll take a picture and I'm like, holy crap, girl. Like when I had like a full body picture and I'm like, oh, dang. Like I didn't even recognize that was me because I'm looking for that bigger person.
Yeah.
And so I feel like in my eyes all the time, I feel like I'm that bigger person still.
Yep.
And I'm not. I still have pounds to lose and I still hate my cottage cheese legs and my bat wing arms and my fupa. And look how I just downgraded. No, I don't. I love my bat wings because it means I lost all the weight. I love my cottage cheese because it means I need to go hike more and do some more squats. And I love my fupa because let's be honest, if my fupa was gone, nobody'd have a man.
Right.
We'd have them all. Right? So look, now see how we
hogging all of them.
See how I just reversed my brain?
Mm-hmm.
That's how you rewire your brain.
Yeah.
And so it's okay. We're going to have mistakes. We're going to go off course. We're going to think bad about ourselves. We're going to think we want that old person back. If you're thinking of the shoulda, woulda, coulda, so that's probably the easier way to put it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you catch yourself and you bring yourself back, like I just did.
Yep.
And you say to yourself, it doesn't even matter if it's outlandish. Doesn't even matter if like there's no way that this is ever going to happen. It doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
But just build yourself up.
Yeah.
And instantly because I rewired that negative, now I'm positive. If I would have sat on that negative, right?
Oh, yeah. Even if you sit with it for like a smidgen of time, it's going to take over your life until you realize it.
Mm-hmm. So it's so important that you just hurry and redirect yourself.
Yeah.
Just like you would redirect a toddler.
Yeah. As we close this episode, I want you to remember this. Randin's story is powerful, not just because of what she survived, but because of who she chose to become after it. She took accountability for the choices she made without accepting responsibility for the abuse she endured. She learned that manipulation doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes the way you think about yourself. And she proved that healing begins the moment you stop believing the lies you've been telling yourself. If you saw yourself in any part of this episode, you are not alone, and there is a way out. If you or someone you know is experiencing abuse, you can contact the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233 or visit thehotline.org for confidential support. If you or someone you love is struggling with addiction, help is available. You can contact the SAMHSA National Helpline at 1-800-662-HELP. That's 1-800-662-4357. Or find support through Alcoholics Anonymous at AA.org or Narcotics Anonymous at NA.org. Recovery is possible, and you don't have to do it alone. If you have a story to tell, we're here to listen. Contact us at sunshinefaymedia@gmail.com. You don't have to be fully healed. You just have to be ready to be honest. Next week, we'll be sharing Devon's story, a powerful reminder of how childhood emotional abuse and a toxic parent can shape the way we see ourselves, our relationships, and the world around us. Thank you for being here. Please show yourself love, give yourself grace, and we'll talk to you soon.